In any successful organization, selecting the employees, training the employees, and developing them is a very important sphere. After these employees have spent a good time on the job, it's time for you to appraise their performance. The purpose of this lecture is to show you how to do a better performance appraisal and how to manage the performance. The main objective of this lecture will be to make you aware of the various performance appraisal tools and how to handle the problems, thereby giving some solutions to you. To start with, now let's define what is the performance appraisal. Performance appraisal means evaluating an employee's current performance or the past performance relative to his or her performance standards. Every manager needs some way to appraise the employee's performance. If employee's performance is good, you will want to reinforce it, and if it is bad, you will want to take some corrective actions. Stripped to its essentials, performance appraisal always involves setting the work standards, assessing the employee's actual performance relative to those standards which are set, and finally providing the feedback to the employees with the aim of motivating him or her to eliminate performance deficiencies or to continue to perform above par. For most people, performance appraisal brings to mind appraisal tools like the commonly used appraisal form. So, is performance appraisal only in the forms, or is it more than these forms? For one thing, appraisal also assumes that the employees knew what their performance standards were and received the feedback required to remove performance deficiencies. Let's now first focus on the traditional performance appraisal, starting with how to set the appraisal goals for the employees. Employees should know ahead of time the basis upon which you are going to appraise them. In practice, this means one of two things. That is, managers simply use appraisal forms with pre-printed generic criteria. The generic criteria here becomes the de facto standards by which you appraise your employee. The second basic approach is to appraise them relative to specific standards that you expect them to achieve. For example, add 10 new customers next year. This sounds simple, but in practice, clarifying what you expect from your employee is tricky. Job descriptions are rarely the answer to this problem. Employer usually writes job description not for specific jobs but for groups of jobs, and the description rarely includes any specific goals. Therefore, it is very important to set measurable effective goals. Let's now see how to set these goals. Therefore, the guidelines for setting effective goals are to set a SMART goal. By this, we mean these are specific goals, measurable, attainable, relevant, and at the same time timely. The employer should assign a specific goal. Employees who have specific goals usually perform better than those who do not have one. One need to assign the measurable goals too. Always try to express the goals in terms of numbers and include target dates or deadlines. The employer should assign challenging but doable goals. He should make them challenging, that is, the goals should be challenging but at the same time should not be that difficult that they appear impossible or unrealistic. Encourage participation. Participatively set goals, usually because it produces higher performance, thereby giving a cutting edge to the organization and the goals set to achieve.